Hey everybody, welcome back to the Confused Creator. Today we are going to be making crochet ruffle socks, and it's going to be in the color red, but I don't have a wrapper on it. So this is a toddler size, but to make it for anybody, you really get a tape measure and measure the bottom of your foot. And then that's how many rows we are going to do, minus 1 or 2, because then it's going to turn into the heel, and we'll go through it. What you'll need today is yarn. I'm using the Impeccable's yarn from Michaels. It's a 4-weight yarn, and although it says to use a 7mm hook, my gauge is a little looser, so I'm going to be using a 4mm hook today. This is from a crochet case. I will link in the description box below. Other things you'll need to get started: you will need a stitch marker because you'll be working in a circle, so you don't want to lose your spot. You'll need a stitch marker, and you'll need needle. You'll need a needle to weave in your ends, and some scissors to cut your yarn. So after you get all of those things, we will get started. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to make a magic circle, and you're going to double crochet 12 in each round. Now this is not, I repeat, it is not a tutorial. So sorry if you thought it was. Please don't leave. But it is a crochet along. So when I was getting started with crochet, I just really wanted to watch somebody do it with me. And unfortunately, I love YouTube, but a lot of the videos had people like counting while I was trying to count, and then I had to stop, and it was just distracting. So I'm sorry if you needed that, but and then look, I'm finna count myself, but I just really want to watch someone do it, and so that's what I'm gonna do today. I will zoom in so you can see my stitch and everything, but this is kind of just a crochet along with me. I will write the, I don't know, the directions. I'll either put them on the screen if I get good at that, or it'll be down below in the description box, whichever one I know how to do by the time I upload the video, because I'd like to follow along with people when I'm doing it, and so that's what this is going to be. Now we're supposed to have 12, so let's see. So close. 2 more. There are, great tutorials on YouTube, and if I get enough followers, maybe I will be one of those tutorial people, but not today. Now, next is round 2, and because it's for toddlers, it's not going to be a drastic 2 double crochet in each row, because then the sock will be too large. So instead, this is my luck for luck, instead you're going to do 3 double crochet and then increase. Okay, now we're at the end of that round. You're gonna slip stitch into that first one, chain 2, and then a double crochet right back in there. When I was getting started, a lot of the patterns were trying to tell me to count my chain as a stitch, and it was throwing me off. I could not for the life of me count it, and I still to this day, if I count it, it's gonna throw me off. So even if my pattern calls for it, I don't do it. I'll just put that extra stitch right in there, and I don't know, it always looks good, so I don't, just, that's my 2 cents about it. But for the next round, round 3, it's gonna be 4 double crochets and then an increase. So I've already done 3. Okay, now that's the end of round 4. You're gonna slip stitch into that first stitch, and then you're gonna maintain this double crochet. So you're gonna double crochet all the way around. You should have about 18 stitches, and you're just gonna single, well, I said single, you're gonna do 1 double crochet around for 5 rounds. And this is where if you want to put your stitch marker, or if you want to write them down to keep a tally. I have a paper off side so I can keep track of my rows. So that is completion of the 4th round. You're going to do that 4 more times, and then I'll meet you back here to show you what we're going to do next, which would be the heel. Okay, welcome back. So here we have completed all 5 rows, and now we are moving on to the heel. So for the heel, you don't cut your yarn or anything. Slip stitch into the first double crochet like we've been doing, and you're gonna do 14 half double crochets, 14 double crochets, and then you're gonna turn. Okay, now that we have 14, we're going to chain 2, turn our work, and right back in that very first double crochet. And we are going to do 14 across. You're going to keep chaining 2, turning your work, and we're going to do that 4 times. So when you're done, you should have 5 rows for the heel. So we'll finish this row out, and then I'll pause and you'll meet me back. Okay, so that's 14. You're going to chain 2, turn, and right back in that very first one. Okay, we're back. You should have 5 rows total from finishing the foot to starting the heel. So the heel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to do yarn still attached. You are going to fold the heel wrong side out. So if I'm looking at the heel like this, we're going to take the back, keeping this front forward, and just fold it inward. Then you're going to turn it to the side. And I'm going to slip stitch in. Sorry, I didn't chain my last work. So I'm going to chain 1, turn my work. And now we're going to evenly pick up on both sides. So going through that first loop, going through that back. I go through both of them. You can go through the top loops. All depends on how you want it to look in the end. You can even single crochet through all of them, but that, I feel like that creates like this ridge, and I don't like it. It just feels uneven on my skin sometimes, so I don't do it when I'm making it for others. And then into that last one, because it's single, it's its own one, you're gonna have to just create a little hole in there, slip stitch through. Now, finally using your scissors, I like to use leave a good amount, a little good tail, because I weave everything in. Now you're gonna, facing back to you, you are gonna tuck that heel in, and voila, that is the heel of your sock. So that is how your sock is gonna look. Now I'm gonna weave in my ends just because I don't want to do it later. So I have a tail end here and a tail here. I'm going to weave them in. I'll show you. You can follow along with me while I do it. And then the next steps will be creating a border and then the ridges, the ruffles, sorry. And we'll be done. So, moving on to weaving it in. I pull it completely tight. Take my needle, and somebody a long time ago told me the rule of 3s when weaving in. You gotta weave in 3 times and it will never come apart. And that's what I use. So, and you want to split stitches. You never want to go back in the same part that you came out of. So the tail ends end over here, so I'm gonna go a little couple centimeters above it and then split stitches to go through, come out. And then I'm gonna do that one more time. So instead of going beforehand, I'm gonna go back. So the rule is to go through 3 stitches 3 times. At least 3 stitches 3 times, and it'll never come undone. And then I cut it, move into the heel.
Do the same thing. Now for this one, I'm going to move down to here. So, still going through stitches. Now,
there. Now, you flip everything right side out. And we'll be right back to create the border and then the ruffles. Okay, now we are moving on to creating the ruffles and the border of our socks. So one stitch past the before the seam, I'm gonna stick my hook into there. Remember, I leave enough tail to weave in. Now this one we might tuck in, so it's gonna be single crochet, sorry. So chain one and then right back in, and then I try not to go through like the obvious holes because that'll create a huge gap. And then just try to remember how many you do, because you'll do that on the other side. So that's 2, 3, 4. Okay, and swoop stitch into that first one, chain 2, and now you're gonna do, we're gonna go right into the ruffles. So to make the ruffle effect is 3 double crochet in each stitch around. So this is the ruffle effect with just one round of double crochet. It is cute, it's simple, but I wanted that like full ruffle effect. So if you want to be done, you can be done right here and just have one single row of ruffles, but I wanted the full-on effect, and I did one more row of 3 double crochet in each round. So what I'm going to do next, and I won't subjugate you to that one, I'll pause it after the first 2 rounds, 2 rows, you're going to do 3 in each stitch around, all the way around, to get the full double ruffle effect that you see in this beautiful sock right here. So let's get started. There you have it. Let me zoom out. 2 beautiful ruffled socks in times for Valentine's Day photos, which is what this one will be for. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned, well, hope you followed along with me really well. Remember to like and subscribe. Leave your comments below, and you'll see me on the next crochet creation. Thanks, guys.